Welcome to Vlogmas day 16. Excuse, I've just had a bath. I've got my Christmas fleece set on with the reindeers on the bottoms, so you'll probably see those because I'm going to share my Christmas pyjamas and everything along with everything else, which will probably just come on the tail end of videos at the moment. Hopefully you enjoyed my selection of Christmas stockings. I know there's a lot. I'm possibly not buying any more. I said this last year, and I'm sure Mickey, the mini one, was the last one that I purchased. So hopefully you're still enjoying Vlogmas. It is evening time, so not all the food is here, and I'll try and revert to my receipt just to say what it is. This is an Aldi haul. I haven't been to Aldi for so long. It's mostly Lidl on that, but when I've got transport in between, I'm trying to check out different stores. Excuse any noises in the background because I've got the guys around, so just be aware of that. But hey ho, that's what you get, isn't it? So some items I've actually written on the prices, others I haven't, so I'll sort of try and get around it. I've got to put my hands up. I didn't get this done earlier because as I've been mentioning, I had to go to the hospital to see my mum. So basically shopping was dumped down. We put away the few items that need to go in the fridge and that, but basically it wasn't a big shop. So let's start with these. Now having picked these up, last time we tried the Asda's brand, and they were really good. These were slightly cheaper. These were 79. I'm sure the other one was for 8 sachets. And this is the latte frothy and creamy instant sachets. And these, it has been open because we had one each before we went out this afternoon. And did you enjoy these? You liked these, didn't you? Because it was Asda made before, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so these I think I'm going to put down as a sort of a repeat buy for you in that area. And it's also, I don't know if you saw, it's got cappuccino on here. It's on the edge of the box, so I might, if I'm in that area. What it is, it's Aldi with B&Q and then Lidl, and then over the road in the retail park is Dunelm. I picked up an order, so I'll probably include that in this order as well, in this haul. So there are 79 pence. Got me turkey roll. Again, I didn't shop around. I have my lists and I'm just going for it, as normally I'd get things from different stores. This is for 3 meters. I could have sworn that the turkey roll was bigger than this. Because I said to Hobby, I'm sure they were, because I seem to remember it sort of like that. It should be fine. I just have to put one layer over the turkey, then another, if that makes sense. This was 175, and like I said, to me, that didn't look. Do you agree? Do you think it used to be longer? I'm sure it did.
No, I think it's right.
He seems to think it's right, but I don't know. When I've stood it in my dining room in the past, I'm sure it was taller than this. But there you go. Maybe I've got that wrong. Like I said, some things haven't got prices on. We've got the cola. It has got sugar in. I had a little bit and I thought it was okay, so we're trying different brands, and I know we had recommendation about Lidl, and I've tried those. Hopefully I did say Aldi and not Lidl. This is Aldi haul, just making that clear. But it's this one, 2X Cola Extreme Taste. It says, although it does say 0 sugar, darling, but it has got a little bit in, for 2 litres. And this was 47p. This is something else that I'm going to put on my list to return and get when we're in that area. So that was 47 pence. Right, bananas were 98p. Yeah. Want these for tomorrow. I'm going to do bananas and custard, I think. I will say I had some from, I think it was Iceland, and even, I don't know if there's something wrong with them, a week and a half later and they're still green. That's not right, surely. So I don't know whether they were picked too early or something to do with frost or how they're stored. They haven't gone yellow. And hubby tried peeling one off. Was it like 3 days after it, wasn't it, when it was delivered, and it was solid. All the skin wouldn't come away. So I think later today, this evening or tomorrow morning, I might just dump them. I know it's wasteful, but yeah, so we got those because my family like a nice sliced banana up. They like them in banana instant whip and bananas and custard. Some prefers custard cold. I think I mentioned this before, like 3 Bears. Son likes it cold. Hubby likes it really hot. I'm sort of in between, but I will have it, hot with hubby. So I think I did say how much they were, didn't I? And they were 98p. Got me toilet rolls. These were £6.79, and this is for 24 rolls. I'm sure, I can't remember where I got the large set from, whether that was Lidl, but I didn't think that was too bad. Say I'm not at this precise time for the next few days and everything. I'm not sort of pricing up things and making lists necessarily to go to particular shops. If we're in an area, we're going to go in that store and get what we need. Yeah. I was really trying to budget, but things can't be helped. These are £1.89 for the oranges, so I've got some fruit. I need that boost. Right, I think this was 89p. Again, declaration if I get prices wrong. This might be a strange one. And for budget wise, I've got the massive bag because we do get through a lot of pasta, although hubby doesn't eat it. This is for our eldest son. Maybe our granddaughter will eat this, and I've done this in the past. This is to go in a Christmas stocking. This is the festive pasta, and like I said, I think it was 89p. And look at this. And I'm going to put a sauce in there as well, I think. But just an idea for stockings. Again, I know it's coming up late, so if I bring things in that I'm going to include anyway. And normally I get one of those little packets or pouches of sauce and put that in as well. So look at that, and that's sweet. So it doesn't necessarily have to be your traditional stocking stuffers, or as we Brits say, stocking fillers. I know the Americans say stocking stuffers, so that will come in quite a bit, I think, because I tend to see it, especially if I'm watching videos. So I thought this was a sweet idea, and I've done this so many times. I've even done it at Easter as well, for Easter baskets, and put things in. I think every little bit helps, and I like to include things that are useful and are going to be used, rather than dare I say, gadgets and gizmos and thingamajigs and whatever you like to call them. Sometimes I do that. I have brought quite a few in the past, say pizza cutters. One was a bike, one was actually looks like a sort of cheese and things like that, because although they're sort of novelty, they are useful, if you get what I mean. So yeah, so that's the pasta, and again, it might be on my list. Next one, I think, I don't want to keep looking down. I don't know if these were £1.49. I don't know. If there's any great difference, I'll try and put it on screen. Pick these up for a granddaughter, keeping in with like the elf. This is the Foxes Where's My Elf little mini biscuits. You're going to find a lot of these sort of things. Let me come over here because of my mic. Going to find a lot of these things that I can just open up, and that. And no, our granddaughter doesn't have a lot of sweets, chocolates at the same time, but I do put stuff in her Christmas Eve box, and parents regulate that obviously. So I don't know whether I'll end up maybe taking some of these out and putting them in the stocking. I'm not 100% sure, but got these in. I'm not sure. I say, because I don't know whether I'm giving it as the whole packet or individual, there's certain things I don't want to put prices on. So yeah, I have this one. Actually, I might have got that wrong because it's £1.49 on this one. Just put it out there, £1.49. I have written on this. These used to be £1, and I don't know what the price was in Lidl. Say everything's gone up, but you used to get these, didn't you, for £1 in the past years, and you have them for different seasons. But this is the Santa lollies, and I've had these, I'm sure I had these last year and the year before, little lollipops, and they're chocolate, and these were £1.49. So again, not sure about the biscuits, and if I might cut it off because I've written on the package, but it does have things on there for your kiddos to colour and that. So yeah, I thought that was £1.49. I haven't got to this stage. Normally I have these little mini Christmas stockings, and I put one of these in the stocking on the tray. I'm not sure if it's going to happen. I have got a couple of little bits still on the tree for our granddaughter. Right, corned beef. This one might be for Christmas Eve to have with jacket potatoes. You know me, and I do apologise about this meal one, for the person who asked for pricing. I did start doing it, but the last few days it's just gone to pot. So I might have just videoed it, and I'll try and put pricing in that one on a separate video. These were £1.85. I'm trying to remember. Can you remember how these compared with the Essential range from Asda? About the same price, was it?
So.
I'm not sure if Asda's was £1.75. But for this size can, I think for the Princess make, it was £3.50. Do excuse if I get all my words wrong, but hopefully you'll get the gist of what I'm saying. We like corned beef hash. I've said this a number of times, and it's a filling meal. Have 2 of these, 2 cans of baked beans. This is a reasonable meal, especially if you use the Essential range. Sometimes I mix things in with the baked beans, like barbecue sauce, or spice the sauce up. So it's 2 of these, 2 lots of cans of baked beans, 2 saucepans of mashed potato. So I do those obviously from normal potatoes, and then a portion of grated cheese on the top. So the corned beef gets sliced, put in the pan if you're not familiar with this. Then you put the baked beans on. Then obviously before all this you've cooked your potatoes, mashed them, lay them on top, then grated cheese. Then I put that in the oven for another 20 minutes, and that will actually cook the baked beans and the corned beef and melt the cheese. And to tell you the truth, it did get an expensive meal, but if I use the Essential range, or don't use, dare I say, my name brand corned beef, it does work out quite reasonable. So they're £1.85, and let's face it, you can do a small pan. This is for a family of 3, depending on when we have it, is whether it gets all eaten. Very often, if it's an evening meal, it would get eaten. If there's a portion left, I've got those sort of plastic boxes with the lids, and it gets portioned up and put in there, and I can have it for a snack. But I will put my hands up and say there's not usually anything left. So there we are. So that's the cans. I didn't have, when I was doing chili con carne, I actually didn't have a tin of tomatoes, and the guys thought I was doing it all from a can until I laid it all out. I said, "Oh, you are doing it from scratch?" And I said, "Yeah, that's what I said, not just a can or a sauce. I use steak mince," and I got a sneaky feeling I didn't film that one either. That was like onions, the red beans. I had 2 sachets of the chili con carne sauce, and I think that might have been Coleman's. I got those reasonable from Iceland, 42p each. I added 2 onions to that. I mixed it all in, and cooked it in my electric wok, and we did end up having it with chips due to hubby there doesn't eat pasta or rice. I was going to cook rice, but it got late, so it's one of those meals. So yeah, it was really good. Going back to the tomatoes, I use fresh tomatoes. This is something I learnt when I was at school. Put the tomatoes in a jug with boiling water just for a couple of minutes. Then all you have to do is slit the skin and it comes completely off. It just peels off. And then obviously I cut it all up and I put those in my chili con carne. And the guys loved it. In fact, they probably would have liked it better than tinned, and it was fresh. So yeah, just a little thing. You probably are aware of that, but I learnt that when I was at school doing home economics, how to do that, and it's always stuck in my head, and I've always done it. So the tomatoes were, what did I say, they were 36p. Not sure if I had those before. We also like those, me and hubby, I like those when we have a mixed grill. Crackers, you know, this is my go-to for emergencies and everything. I've got 2 packets. This is Savour Bakes. Again, I'm not sure if we've had these before. Cream crackers, and I've got 2 packets to replace the 2 we've used because we had guests, we had cheese platter and everything, so I had to replace them. And these were 40p each, so these will go back onto my stairs to replace the 2 packets I used. I've got me eggs here, £1.19. Hubby told me about eggs and they have drastically gone up. This is for 6 British free range eggs. I think I got it right, £1.19 hopefully, and these are medium eggs. Because I know there's been problems, isn't there, between farmers and the stores, yeah, about the pricing of eggs. Right, I'm just going to quickly look down for this one. Celebration cake, £4.69. If you followed some of my other hauls, like for Tesco's, I said that the cakes weren't in date and they'd gone up. Normally I have a Molly's Madeira cake without all the marzipan icing and things like that, and that usually goes down really well for £3.49, and I've bought that. I don't know how many of those cakes. They do it in chocolate, but we normally have the Madeira one, and that is the one I've used as my go-to cake. And I know, stingy maybe, and stick candles on. Hubby's not bothered either way, especially our granddaughter, because she likes blowing out the candles. It doesn't matter whose birthday it is, but she wants birthday cake, and I normally send it home in those little boxes with lids that I got from Poundland, so that's another thing to keep it in. And this cake was £4.69, but because hubby was with me, it's his cake anyway. He knew why we're getting it, mostly for our granddaughter. You can't have a birthday without a cake. And this is Holly Lane, but it's Madeira party cake, serves 14, new recipe, baked in Britain. And the date on this, because I was going through the dates, I know that they had the 28th of December, which would be fine, but this one was the 5th of January. And I'll try and remember to tell you something after I've shown you this. So this looks very similar. Do you agree to the Molly's one? Yeah. Yeah. So he's agreeing. So yeah. Again, I think it's about the same price now as the Tesco one. But this is, and I think that's fine. You see from the picture that there's just a slight icing with your decor on there. You can always zhuzh it up and put something on there. You okay, darling?
Yeah, I'm surviving.
Don't worry, he hasn't got COVID. He's had a test. I've said this before. I know people think he looks grumpy, but let's face it, he does long hours. He's in the cold and everything. So yeah, if I need anything doing, he'll do it. Do you know what I mean? maybe, you know, one in one ear, out the other, but it doesn't eventually get done. But going back to the birthday cake, now, hubby said, well, why are you searching? I said, I'm just seeing if I can find the longest date, because of what's going on, and I'm not dwelling on it. I normally do New Year's Day. Failing that, it's my mother-in-law's birthday on the 1st of January. Now, I'm sure you're aware of this. Our hubby, get my words out, hubby's birthday is Christmas Eve, and my mother-in-law's is the 1st of January. So that's why I normally do those two days. I have got family members' birthdays in between that, and one's Boxing Day, so yeah. So this is the cake, so I thought that was okay. And being it's got, like I said, the 5th of January on there, if we fail to do Christmas Eve, or it don't get used, because I've got little desserts, even if we just use the candles to blow it out, I don't know. I've got it for January. I've got it for the 1st of January, yeah. I'm sure hubby won't mind me saying about this little story. This is a story that I sort of learnt quite early on when I was dating hubby. He used to get Christmas cake, and he doesn't eat. You don't eat Christmas cake, really, do you? No. A lot of people. I haven't got a Christmas cake. Normally, I get those. Is it Mr. Kipling's little slices, and they're sealed up. I usually get those because I'm not allowed, really. And on the odd occasion, I've just had the fruit cake, and then you're left with hardly anything because I've took the icing and the marzipan sort of off. But I get those in, especially for guests. I think it's just the fact that, you know, you always had Christmas cake. The only thing I haven't got on my list is chocolate log. I need to get one of those, you know. So yeah, every time hubby's birthday came round, especially before we got married, used to have a Christmas cake with, you know, those things that got the little things that you poke in the cake. It said happy birthday, didn't it? Sometimes it would have something else on in candles. And then if it didn't get eaten, which happened quite a lot, used to take, this is not me, mother-in-law used to take things off, and then the Santa and Merry Christmas used to go on, didn't it?
Yeah.
Just because I wanted to blow a cake out, you know. There we are, this video, I'm sorry, this is going on a little while. The only non-food item, or what I say, necessities, I sort of got is I got this one. I didn't do any filming, and the reason why I was going to film in Aldi, both our phones were getting low. Although we started charging mine up specifically in the car while I was driving around, we've been on the go all day today. Hubby actually came out of work. He finished and went in for a couple of hours, so we was, you know, out and about quite a bit, and the phones were getting flat, so I couldn't risk filming and using my battery. I have got what I call my brick. What do we call it brick, to charge the phone up. I'm sure it's at Gizmo that normally I've got it on hand, and I'm going to have to pull it out, I think, at this rate, so I can plug my phone. It is only a trickle charge, isn't it?
Yeah.
For emergencies. So I didn't film in Aldi. I did Lidl, so it might be between Christmas and New Year, might go back, all being well, and film in Aldi. So this was, I think, $1.99. It's make your own Christmas tags, and it's the Make So Crafty. They had one where it's got like red and green. I wanted the rustic ones. I'm not sure if I can, maybe I should have opened this previously, because I do like to use parcel paper in some parcels to unwrap gifts, and I've shared this previously, especially if I want to put sort of decor down. I've said this before, I'm going to have to end up ripping this box because I can't get the tape off. There we are. Because with having brown parcel paper, you can see all the bits and pieces, like maybe a bit of foliage, a candy cane, a tag that I've made, you know, and like some others might have fixed little chocolate, you know, little mesh bag of chocolate coins, anything like that, even like maybe a chocolate lolly. So there it is. So I've got this open. I'm sorry, I'm sure people have switched off, because if you only want to see this haul, then yeah, it might be the fact that this is boring now. So it comes with, did it say how many it makes? I could have made them, I must admit, and I probably have got some, but I haven't got them round. It probably does say on the box. I might go into a bit more detail when I do these. So they're quite stiff card. It's got the holes in, so you've got the little rounds like that. It's another little project I don't really have to think about. I do miss in my craft, and I had all these ideas, but hopefully I'll get round to them. It comes with the strings. Oh, it's also got ribbons. Oh, I think what it is, that's handy. So it's gave you the strings, and it's also gave you the black ribbon. So depending if I'm putting it on the parcel, depending on what I'm putting with it, I'll probably use that, and I can use that for something else. That's handy. Didn't realise that. I saw the tags, but then it comes with 2 stamps, no peeking, and do not open until the 25th of December. So you've got your 2 stamps. So it's pretty good, and your little mini black stamp. I have got stamp pads, but I haven't used it in a while, so I'm not sure you know how dried up it is. So it comes with your little stamp. So for £1.99, so you get your stamp, your ink, got 2 of those, ribbon, your twine, and your discs for £1.99. So I thought that was really good. Maybe if we go in between Christmas and New Year, I'll see if they've reduced them, because it'd be handy actually for a little project for family members to do, because admittedly I didn't have my full crafting session because our daughter-in-law wasn't well, but I did do crafts with our granddaughter. So that concludes this part of the haul. So there is quite a lot of pieces that I haven't included, and I'm not sure if you're interested. We had because they're in the fridge, we got fresh beef burgers. They were £2.75 for 4, and I got 2 packs of those. We had I think the only frozen item I got was curly whirly fries, and they were £1.45. Also we had chicken breast. We had 1 kilogram. That was £6.9. That's for doing my chicken New Yorker. Hopefully, you know, get that filmed. And we like that. That's the chicken breast with the bacon, barbecue sauce, melted cheese, and we're going to have that with peas and everything and things like that. So I also got coleslaw for 300 grams. That was 99p. Potato salad, that was 65p. Doesn't have a measurement on that one. Salad tomatoes were 85 pence. Got some more of those German, you keep buying these. They do go, I must admit. You're not keen on them, are you? Our son likes them, but hubby's not keen on them. That was £1.49. I had onions. They were, I think that's 65 pence. Said about me bananas, and then I said about the cake was £4.69. I know, rude looking down, but what I did was I put dashes by the stuff, because you got to understand I'm doing this in the evening, and all my fridge stuff and the one frozen item been put away. But I wanted to include, because I'm interested in what people purchase and pricing and everything. And yeah, so once again, that's the end of this one, and I'm just going to include my click and collect order that I actually got from Dunelm. So I've got my cup of coffee here, so it's probably quite lukewarm now, but I was just gone to get my Dunelm or click and collect all, so I'm just going to have some coffee. Yeah, so this was click and collect. It would have come the next day, but one item had to come from their warehouse. If it was all in store or anything, it would have been click and collect the next day. I waited, I think it was like 2 days or something, I can't remember. I'm having difficulty remembering what day it is. So, oops, do excuse the vessel. So I've got my big bag here. Yeah, we did actually open it in the car before we actually came away. Let me move my coffee, because to check that it was all there. Do you know what I mean? So again, stop. Is my little plaque in here? Did you see that on the breakfast bar or on the dining room table? Because I got a tiny little plaque as well. That was the only thing that wasn't originally on my list. Yeah, I'm taking packaging out. While I was in the bath, this is how eager Beaver hubby was. He put the fitted sheet on the bed, but I couldn't get cream. Very short of the doubles. I always found it, thank you. Found out that everywhere I've been, it's like single and sometimes king size for bedding, especially this fleece with our cold front. I think everybody's actually doing this, using this. We started last year and I love it. Like I said, I haven't got Christmas bedding on our bed at the moment. I've still got fleece. I couldn't get a cream set. Double is the one that's the hardest to get. I tried 2 Wilkos, 2 Dunelms. That's where I got my sets from previously. And I'm trying to work out, I don't think there was much difference in price, maybe a couple of pounds per item. One of my sets that I got from Wilko's last year, I actually got vouchers, and that's why I, you know, what you call it, card, and I didn't actually pay for the first set we had, which now our son's got on his bed, which is the grey set. So there you go. So I've got cream bedding, which is the fleece one, but I've got a charcoal grey fitted sheet, but you don't see it. And hubby said, oh, he's not bothered what colour. But I have got a second one. Hopefully I don't knock the camera. So double, very hard to get. That's why we had to order it. When we went to pick it up, we did go in store. Did you notice? We didn't see doubles, did we?
No, it's all singles.
It's all singles. So whether this is the item, I'm wondering, that came from the actual warehouse, and this is what they're waiting on. As I said, normally it's click and collect. It can be, if you put it through earlier in the day and they got it in store, you can pick it up the same day. I've done that before, or it's the next day, but because they had to allow an extra day to get it from the warehouse, and this was in it because they had all single, and I think they had king size as well, but they didn't have double. So in Britain, I think it's probably the more common sizing. So enough nattering. This video is going on, I think, a long time. This is the genuine established 2007 teddy bear range. Now, although I said I got the fleecy set from Wilko's and B&M, unless I look back, I'm not sure if it's the authentic range. So this is, so we've probably paid, I don't know, slightly more for it, but I'm not bothered with that. it was, hubby said, oh, go and get it. He's had his Christmas bonus, so go and get it. So this was £22 for the double super soft duvet cover, and it comes with 2 pillowcases. Now, buying pillowcases separate can be near enough as much as buying a fitted sheet. We do keep the furry pillowcases on, but we swap our blow pillowcases, or pillows, on top, because that's the soft cotton ones. Do you know what I mean? Because if I had the pillow, I don't know about anybody else, but I think hubby will agree, if I had the pillow on top of this, although it's nice soft, if I'm reading in bed, probably I'll actually get too hot, if that makes sense. So it goes underneath. It's still used, but it goes underneath. Yeah, enough rabbitting underneath. So there we are, £22. Because originally I left it a few years because hubby said, no, it'd be too hot, but I think we're glad of it, aren't we now? Mm-hmm. So, the other part, because you buy it separate, if I got it the right way, upside down, Denise. Right, £14 for the fitted sheet. In the past, when I got my Wilko set, because I bought it between Christmas and New Year after I got my voucher, was just as much actually as the cover. I don't understand that one, but there you go. So this is £14, super soft. It's the same, it's the genuine teddy bear range, and oh, it is absolutely gorgeous. So I have got a second one, but I can only, it's the same. Sorry, I'm just going to fluff that down. It is the same, but you don't sit when the quilt and the pillows are on top, do you? So yeah, I've got another one. So at the moment, I got this set. I got my cream for our bed. My original grey set is on our son's bed, and because hubby for a couple of days missed his fitted sheet while I ordered it. So it's not very often hubby's very strong about something, especially to do with a home, but you know, I was glad for it. It's really nice. So yeah, I forgot where my train for. That's it. So our son says we're not having it back, so it might be a case of getting a second set. But I did say if he wants it, I might have to remind him today, because it's going to have to be ordered. That's if we can get it, because as I say, I think the actual quilt set came from the warehouse, so I had to wait a couple of extras. And if they're getting short of stuff because of our winter, and I put my hands up on most parts of our country have had it even worse. We've had it quite mild compared to other parts, but it's still freezing temperatures, isn't it? What's the lowest it's been outside, do you know?
-7.
There we are. Yeah. So yeah, so it's just a case of checking in with family members, especially the ones that are at risk. I've been constantly on the phone now, checking everybody, going round. So I haven't actually included, I just realised, hopefully you heard me and I didn't cover my mic. I'm feeling, you know, very drained, so it won't be long and I think we'll be going to bed anyway. So yeah, our son wants a set, but he has actually admitted he will pay for it himself. Very often he does. He says, oh mum, how much do I owe you if I've gone out? Or I will turn around and say, well, I've got this is how much it is, right? And he'll sometimes it's done by what do you call it, transfer by phones, isn't it? So hubby will get a ping, find out, you know, you took £20 or whatever, £30 for this item, and he says, and then later the day, so she's away, he gets pinged again. He says, oh, I've got money coming in my account, or our account, because son's paid us back, sort of attitude. That's what you do, don't you? Oh, sorry about that. But yeah, so soft. I think this is really long, and I do apologise. And if you've gone to sleep, hopefully, you know, if you come back on my video, you've had a nice sleep. So I'm going to leave it here. I'm not going to add anything else on because I've rabbited on long enough. and I hate to think how long this video is. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Soft, soft, soft. Goodbye.